Welcome back. This video is going to cover wood putty and finishing your project. So, as I've talked about, I've got a gap in the corner. Now, this is all up to you. Your grade is not going to be marked down if you have a gap in the corner and you do nothing about it. I fully understand that the tools you were given, and this is also a very difficult project to get all four corners to match perfectly. Okay? But at the same time, there is a fix for this, and it does require some wood putty. Now, this is the type of wood putty we have here at school, but there are lots of other types of wood putty. Okay, so you can go to the hardware store and buy a smaller container of wood putty. You might want to have a putty knife, okay, or you might have a putty knife lying around. Now, in terms of putting wood putty on your project, I can't tell you how many times I've seen students do this. They put it on like frosting and they think it's good. All right? That is not the way we apply wood putty. We want to get wood putty to fill that crack, and that's all. We don't want to have any excess material on there. Now, wood putty, after it dries, it's very sandable, and it also accepts stain, but it accepts the stain differently than the natural wood. So if you do put a stained product on there, then you'll still see the wood putty, particularly if the crack is rather large. All right? Stain, or I should say wood putty, typically comes in different colors, and so you can match your wood that way, or you can match the stain. The best thing that I can tell you is talk to the salesman at the hardware store. They really know what they're talking about when it comes to wood putty and how you apply it, because the wood putty we have here at school, we put it on before we do anything else. So you've sanded your project, you've got it all nice and good and the whole works, and then you put wood putty to fill up all the cracks, and then you got to sand it again after it's dry. Then you're ready to put sealer on it. Here at the school, we put sealer and then we put a lacquer on our projects, and then we show off the natural wood grain. You might decide that on this particular project that you want to, you don't care what the grain looks like. All right? Maybe you have a large crack like I have on mine, and I don't want that wood putty to show. So I might choose to paint it. Well, whenever you paint something or you finish things off, you want to make sure that all of the pores get filled in. And so you might want to choose a primer. And if I were to do it, if I were to paint this project, I'd probably go to the hardware store and buy a product that had primer built into it. Okay? All right, so now after this is all dried up, I'm going to sand this down smooth, and then I'm going to choose my application. I'm sorry I didn't apply or provide wood putty, and also don't provide any paint. So I won't mark you down for your project if you don't have wood putty, but I do want you to seal